According to the AEW World Champion MJF, Adam Cole was so skinny and so white that if it was the 80s, Hulk Hogan would snort him. Well, according to me, Anna Jay's ass is so fat and so white that in 2023, I want to snort it. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. It is the snorting edition, I guess, of AEW Dynamite. And you know what? I actually didn't mind tonight's show. Normally I come on here every week and say AEW sucks. Now, did I think tonight's show sucked? No. Did I think it was great? No, but it didn't suck. I will say that. It did not suck. But what I don't understand is, why 2 weeks in a row did Shida main event? I understand last week she won the belt off Toni Storm. I get that. And tonight, yeah, she was defending the belt again, but she was defending it against Anna Jay. Anna Jay's hot, no doubt about it. But is she a credible challenger for a belt? No. She should be in a fucking main event? No. The only way Anna Jay should be in a main event if it's a live sex celebration. Especially if it's with me. Then put her in the main event. The double main event. Hell, it can be a 2-hour live show. We'll just cancel the rest of the card. But otherwise, it just doesn't make sense for this to be the main event. Why not give the main event to Mr. RVD? And I know what you're going to say. The guy's 52 years old and he's done, he's finished, he's not a full-time guy. I thought that, but I tell you what, RVD was moving well tonight. Was he as good as his prime? Obviously not, but for a 52-year-old man, he was still going good. And I'll tell you who ain't going good. The Hardy Boys. The Hardy Boys look terrible tonight. Jeff Hardy says he wants one last run with a world title. Well, good luck with that shit. I wouldn't even give Jeff Hardy a run with the Ring of Honor title. Hell, I wouldn't give him a run with a backyard wrestling title. The guy just doesn't have it anymore. But we'll talk about that when we get there. Let's start off the show. And we start off the show with the Jericho Appreciation Society. So we have Jericho in the ring, everyone else is there, and they all take turns on basically turning their back on Jericho. They all walk out. Danny Garcia is first, and at this point I'm thinking, right, who cares? Danny Garcia sucks. This guy's deadwood. Let him go. Then Jack Hager talks about a hat. No one gives a shit about your hat, mate. Take your hat, shove it up your ass. No one cares. So he walks out, and I'm thinking, okay, this faction's actually looking pretty good now. They've lost the two members that, in my opinion, don't do anything. Two guys that are going nowhere. Jake Hager, his career's fucking sucked in AEW, and Danny Garcia is not a sports entertainer. He's not. So I'm thinking, right, this is good. But then we got Ty Mello grab the mic, and you know what? Ty Mello, again, so hot, beautiful, but let's just keep the mic out of her hands. I know English isn't her number one language or whatever, but I mean, she could speak any language she wants. She could do English, Brazilian, fucking sign language. It doesn't matter. She ain't going to cut a good promo. She's not very good at promos, but she basically says, Jericho, I leave to get pregnant, Jericho. I quit JSS. And then that was it. She walked off, and then Anna Jay says that I used to respect you. I used to think you were the man, but not anymore. Then she leaves with Tay Mello. Now the eye candy's gone, and I'm worried. The Jericho Appreciation Society has lost Anna Jay and Ty Mello, and at this point I'm thinking, God damn it, right, well, you know, at least the three guys in the ring are still pretty entertaining. But then, what's that guy called? Matt Menard? No, the other guy, not Matt Menard, the other one. He leaves as well. He's like, I've risked everything for you. I've fought your wars, Jericho, but what have you done for me? And he leaves. Angelo Parker says he's gave, that's his name, Angelo Parker. He says he's gave everything to Jericho, and he's got nothing in return, and now he's got no more to give. Then he leaves. Then Matt Menard, Daddy Magic. Let me tell you, Daddy Magic. I grew up idolizing Jericho. And he says that why do guys that he grew up with, like Eddie Kingston and Kevin Steen, hate Jericho? He says he knew there was an issue, and now he understands why they hate him. And he says, you've done a lot for me, Jericho, but I'm out. So now we've got Matt Menard out, we've got Angelo Parker out, and the only guy that is left is Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara then tells Jericho that he's been loyal to him to a fault. He says that he has been with Jericho since day one. He says he's not going to walk out on Jericho like everyone else, but he says Jericho needs to get his shit together. He's going to leave now, and when Jericho does fix himself, when Jericho does get his shit together, then Guevara might be there. But for now, he's out. So he said he wasn't out, but then he said he was out, but he might come back in if Jericho gets his shit together. Like, I don't know. The promo, it wasn't great because, like, the majority of the people in Jericho Appreciation Society can't cut a promo. But I did feel bad for Jericho. It's like everybody's walking out. I liked it because everyone's walking out on Jericho, and I think Jericho's good at making you feel sorry for him. Like that whole thing with Kevin Owens in the list, it was so fucking dumb. It had no right to be funny. It had no right to pull on your like emotional heartstrings or whatever. But at that point in time, I did feel really bad for Jericho, and I felt bad for him tonight, just watching the Jericho JAS Appreciation Society leave him. But when you think about it, the group does suck. Even the name of the group sucks. It's probably for the best. Just, splitting them up and disbanding them, but we'll see what happens. Jericho then is leaving. He bumps into Don Callis, and Jericho says that he'll have an answer for Don Callis next week. So what's it going to be? At the moment, Jericho may as well team up with Don Callis, because it's not like he's got anybody left on his side. Maybe Sammy Guevara, but at the moment, Jericho is all alone. Then we got the first match, Hardy Boys with Isaac Cassidy and Ethan Page taking on the Young Bucks. I'm sorry, the Hardys just don't have it anymore. They are so fucking slow. They look so old. They botch almost every single move. Some of the kicks in this match is just the movement from the Hardy Boys. The Hardy, let's be honest, Matt Hardy's probably been past it now for the past 15 years. And Jeff was like, I wouldn't say Jeff he wasn't the most athletic guy ever. Yeah, he used to dive off things and stuff like this, but when you look at Jeff, he never really had the athleticism that an RVD had. And now Jeff Hardy is just a slow guy that even when he's trying to climb to the top rope, and in the past he would just do it with ease. Now it's taking him time to get to the top. When he's doing the whisper in the wind, he's having to actually like use his hands in order to steady himself, whereas back in the day he just climbed the top rope like it was a ladder. But now it's just slowed down, and it's sad to see, man. It really is sad to see that the Hardys are no longer there. Like, we know that Matt sucks. We know that Matt hasn't got it anymore, and he hasn't had it for a long time, but we're finally seeing that Jeff is also past it. The finish of this match, BT triggered to Matt Hardy, and then they tried to stop Jeff interrupting, and the finish looked lame. They then called it FTR, challenged FTR for a match at All In, and we're going to get the Young Bucks versus FTR. So yeah, a tag team match that I'm sure a lot of people care about. Personally, I don't like FTR, but I did feel sorry for the Hardys here tonight. Just did not look good at all. So yeah, we then see backstage, we've got Adam Cole and MJF. They're doing like a trampoline thing. We got a couple of segments here. They're playing dodgeball with some kid, and there's a trampoline. I don't quite understand where this Cole and MJF thing's going, but I mean, it is a little bit entertaining. Right, match 2, FTW Championship, Jack Perry, the champion, versus RVD, the challenger. Right, is RVD as good as he was in 96? No. 2006? No. 2016? No. But he's still good. This guy does not move like a 52-year-old. Hell, he's moving better at 52 than a lot of guys are at 32. There is no doubt about that. I thought the match was really good. He hit some of his big patented moves, hit the 5-star frog splash. He was going for the Fan Dominator, missed that a few times. I would have liked to have seen the Fan Terminator, but we didn't get to see that, of course, because that normally would end the match. We had the 5-star frog splash. Audrey Edwards had to come out because the other referee took a chair shot to the head. She got a 2.99 count. Unfortunately, we got a kick out then from Jack Perry. And while RVD was getting up, Jack Perry hit the low blow, threw RVD headfirst into the chair in the corner. Then he rolled him up with a handful of the tights, and he got the win. So yeah, still champion Jack Perry. But a good match, and RVD still got it, and it's just a shame this wasn't the main event. RVD looked great tonight, so I hope that he sticks around. I hope that this isn't a one-off thing. I'd love to see RVD have a decent stint, one last final run in AEW before he calls it a day. Then we got Adam Cole and MJF. Now, MJF got the wrong end of the stick here. He thought that Adam Cole wanted a promo battle, so MJF went all insane. MJF told Cole that you're so thin and pale that if he was around in the 80s, Hulk Hogan would have snorted him. I mean, Jesus Christ. Where did he pull that line from? Hulk Hogan just getting completely fucking wrecked here on AEW Dynamite. He had a few more insults, but then Cole cut MJF off. He says that's not what he wants. He says he wants them to make history at All In, and before he beats them for the world title, he wants them to have tag team gold. More importantly, and more specifically, Ring of Honor tag team gold. So they mention a bunch of teams of Ring of Honor. Then they say that they're going to challenge Aussie Open, and that is it. MJF says he's in, and that they are better than Aussie Opens, and that's it. It's going to be Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. But then Roderick Strong comes out. Roderick Strong's complaining that Adam Cole is friends with MJF. He says that he should have trusted the Kingdom when they said Adam Cole doesn't care about Roddy. And then MJF basically cut a big promo here on Roderick Strong and called him a little bitch and said it was a basic bitch and just made fun of the guy, really. Again, buried him. So really good for MJF. MJF, I like MJF. The guy is the best thing, I think, in AEW. One of the best things for sure. I mean, you can see why he would be wanted by WWE. It's just a shame that he wasn't like a foot taller. If he was like, what, 6'2", 6'3", instead of what, 5'9", 5'10", then MJF, I think, would be, a top star in WWE. And I'm not saying he can't be because of his size, but normally in WWE, if you're on the smaller side, then you're going to struggle. But no, I mean, MJF then got cut off by Cole. Cole says that he can be friends with both of them. Cole put his hands on MJF. MJF gave Cole the motherfucking stare down. And it looked like Cole and MJF, best friends, could have been over here. Will they be able to coexist long enough to win the Ring of Honor Championships? Maybe. Cole apologised, MJF accepted it, and they hugged it out in the middle of the ring. So we'll see what happens. Right, Lucha Bros versus the Blackpool Combat Club up next. Moxley, right, I don't know if they've done this on purpose, but this pissed me off. So we've got Moxley battling Penta in the ring, and then the camera focuses on the outside, and then Cesaro comes in, or Claudio comes in, and he pulls the mask off Penta, but we didn't even get to see it. So then Moxley goes for a roll-up while Penta doesn't have his mask on. Penta isn't even worried about kicking out, he's more worried about protecting his identity. And we didn't even get to see this. They had to explain it after the match. They had to explain what happened, and they didn't have the replay because the camera didn't catch it. So I'm not too sure whether they just didn't want to show Penta's face, or if it was just really bad camera work and that they missed this big spot. But it is not a good look. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and just say that the reason they didn't show it is so that Penta's face wasn't revealed. But either way, I thought it was pretty poor. But the Blackpool Combat Club win. Kenny Omega is going to be here next week. He's going to have a sit down with JR to discuss things, including Wembley. So maybe Kenny Omega will take on somebody at Wembley. We then got Swerve Strickland and the Mogul Embassy came out. Basically, Swerve Strickland and a bunch of jobbers make up the Mogul Embassy. Darby came out and says that Fox has done well to get here on his own, and he didn't put a word in for him because he knows Fox didn't need it, and if he's jealous that he put in a word for a 16-year-old guy, then he says he's pathetic. And then Darby says, you have a lot of friends, I want to introduce you to my friends. And obviously Sting came out, and the lights came out, and it's Sting! And so Sting's going to be all in. Right, main event time. Match number 4. Hikaru Shida versus Anna Jay. Anna Jay is super hot, not going to deny that. Hikaru Shida, decent females wrestler. But this main event wasn't good, and what was worse was the fucking ending. What happened here? Shida has got the pin. Shida is pinning Anna Jay. The referee has got this in full sight. This is in full view of the referee. And then Angelo Parker just like slides in at the bottom of the ropes and pins Anna Jay's shoulders to the mat in front of the referee. While the referee's doing 1, 2, 3. He slides in and he pins Anna Jay's shoulders to the mat while the referee's counting 3. And the referee's staring directly at it. And it's like, what the fuck was this? What sense did this make? This was an absolute failure. Like, what was the point? Isn't Angelo Parker and Anna Jay, aren't they friends? Aren't they on the same side? Yet he crawled into the ring, half his body was in the ring, and he pinned her shoulders to the mat so she couldn't kick out. And the referee just watched this and continued the count. He didn't stop the count. He didn't go for a DQ. He didn't do anything. He just continued the count as if nothing happened. It made zero fucking sense. And the main event, I don't think this should have been the main event. Anna Jay, like I said, a lot of eye candy there. But does Hikaru Shida really need 2 main events back to back? Should have gave it to RVD and Jack Perry, in my opinion. But other than that, it wasn't a horrible show. I thought it was one of the better AEWs. It's just a shame that the Hardys looked so bad tonight. But I thought RVD, Jack Perry was good. I enjoyed the opening segment. The MJF Adam Cole stuff was really good. So yeah, no, overall, was it fantastic? No, but normally I give Aew Dynamite a 1. This week, I'm going to give Aew Dynamite a 5. Yes, it's getting a 5. A 5 out of 10. Probably the highest rating I've gave Aew Dynamite in years. I enjoyed it. There was nothing overly bad. I thought everything was decent tonight, so I've no complaints. It was a good show. And I'm adamant that it was a good show. So yeah, 5 out of 10, guys. Let me know what you thought down below. RVD, hopefully we get to see more of him. Hopefully he can get a longer stint, one last final run before he calls it a day. And yeah, if he can do that, then wrestling's in a better place. AEW is in a better place because RVD is the whole effing show. But that's it, guys, for Fog Entertainment. Or Fog Wrestling even. Forgot what channel I'm on. I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.